Welcome to the Midwest Happy Hour. We're your hosts, Lacey and Hayley.
Join us for a drink and a chat with a new Midwest small town perspective on topics that will keep you learning, laughing, and growing.
So let's get into it. Cheers!
That's all I wrote down was acronyms.
I know, but what I meant to do was try to remember the acronyms that I had to use at work.
That's what I was thinking. Or like fitness stuff. Or whatever you've heard about your weird shit like sourdough.
Yeah. Can we postpone the acronyms?
Sure.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Fuck this then.
It's
okay.
I know I have some good ones where you'll be like,
yeah, that's what I have too. Good ones. So you're going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Kendall told me one. Here, I'll just give you one that Kendall told me yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
AMOS. You have to just at least do a guess.
AMOS. Another mother opportunity session.
You're right. How did you know? No. Add me on Snapchat.
Gee, like why?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you just say add me on Snapchat?
Yeah, I don't know. It's better to be like Amos.
It would take me more time to think of what the acronym is.
If somebody said Amos to me, AMOS, I would be like, have you been watching
No.
Is that Chicago? Amos. Her husband that is like the good guy. She's like, Amos. Anyways. All right.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
That's a good intro.
Yes. Hello.
Sorry, guys. No acronyms. We just said on the Instagram that we were doing acronym stuff today, but
Lacey didn't prepare.
I didn't.
I did. I texted Kendall and said, text me acronyms.
She's a good one to ask.
That makes me prepared.
No, but as I said on Instagram, my life was a shit show today, all because I procrastinate life. So I was running around like a crazy maniac trying to get things ready for Grant going to preschool tomorrow. So here's just like a list of things that I have done incorrectly.
Oh,
incorrectly.
Okay.
So far. 1, procrastinate. 2, not read things all the way through. Because 3, I had to call the pediatrician to get his vaccine info to give to the school.
Correct.
And they were like, it might not be ready by the end of the day. Thank God I was ready by noon so that I could
He's
able to go tomorrow. Ordered the wrong clothing.
Whoops.
Pre-K is blue pants, not brown, not khaki.
Now my brown pants. I don't know the joke for blue pants.
But thankfully, we have a pair of blue shorts that will work for tomorrow. So he's just going to wear a blue polo, blue shorts. And honestly, that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to get him a white shirt.
It's all blue. Oh, it's a white shirt.
It's either navy, white, or like hunter green.
It's so, well, whatever.
That's what their colors are. I see the pros and cons of wearing a uniform.
So you don't get made fun of?
Yeah, yes. It's like an even play. I used to get made fun of all the time for my clothing.
I feel like
because they never fit me or they were dirty.
Who made fun of you?
People.
Oh, it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't.
You're welcome.
But it was some of my girlfriends that would give me shit about what I was wearing.
Cheers. Just the most gentlest cheer.
Mm-hmm. We're drinking the same thing, guys. We, again, not prepared today.
And we freaking love a Paloma.
I know. It's
Get out of here if you don't, please.
Right.
And this Q
is so good.
And
we had that this weekend, Q.
Yeah, in my drinky poo, when we went to Chicago.
Yeah.
Both of us were in Chicago this weekend. How weird.
Yeah, I mean, mine wasn't really Chicago. I think I could be wrong. I honestly don't know where exactly I was, but I think I was a little bit more towards Rockford.
You know.
I wasn't?
I mean, yes.
Did you look at my location?
Yes, you were in Elmhurst.
Yes, Elmhurst. Okay, yes.
You were way close to like Naperville.
Yeah.
Rockford is like
all the other way.
Rockford's like way north and west.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I drove there Sunday. We left at like 10:30. Got to our cousin's house. Right? When you're married with someone, you say our cousin, right?
Yes, now your cousin too.
It's only been 5 years.
Flint's cousin.
and
Flint, you saw Flint's mom and Flint's sisters.
For Aunt Nancy's birthday, so Mary's sister.
Your aunt. Yes. Your aunt, not your kid's aunt either.
I know. Yes, accurate.
Was
but we
it?
were just up there to celebrate. It was fantastic.
Nice little shindig.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't very many people, but we got to see our cousins, and our cousin Maggie just had her baby, and her baby's 2 months old, so I got to hold a little sweet nugget.
Baby.
And she is so cute. Full head of hair.
Holy.
Nice and black.
Dang, girl.
It just has like the cutest little nose. Oh my gosh, she was
They're all cute at that age,
cute.
so you don't
I know.
throw them at the wall when they're screaming or whatever.
Oh, that age is just so blissful, honestly. But no, it was really nice. And I like that it was a small, like on the smaller side. Like not all of Flint's siblings were able to go.
Oh.
So it was nice because I felt like I got to talk to more people, like people that I don't get to talk to on a regular basis. So that was nice. And honestly, it just felt like pure and good and golden.
Nice little family gathering, celebrating.
Yeah.
Did you have birthday cake and presents?
No, but I did bake her a sourdough chocolate loaf.
Yum.
And we had that with some raspberry jam, which I wanted to make myself, but I got these raspberries, and then the next night, they were molded. And I was like, what in the actual F?
You want to call out the grocery store?
It was Fresh Time, which is my favorite.
Fresh Time.
But Fresh Time will make it up. Like, if I were to be like, hey, I just got raspberries here, they would be like, okay, here you go.
Yeah, Fresh Time is great. This woman that I know is zero waste. Like, she literally doesn't have a trash can. And so when she goes grocery shopping, she has these, like, if you need flour, she sewed herself some, like, flour sacks and, like, sugar sacks. And then she takes, Fresh Time will let you bring, like, a glass dish. Mm-hmm. And then you go, I would like a pound of hamburger. And so they put it in there and then, like, slap the sticker on top.
That's amazing.
So you don't even have no waste, not even, and she's like, I don't want the tissue paper. You know, nothing. Like, this lady literally does not have a trash can in her house.
Good for her.
She's been giving me all kinds of shit, and
Oh
I'm just
my
like,
gosh. I'm not there yet.
I'm not as good as you. I can't. Because I even said, so I like knit and crochet, right? The locust.
I know. Do we need to shut
cicadas.
that?
I don't know. Do you think maybe these windows?
Yeah.
It would help.
I'll just shut those real quick, but you can keep telling me the story.
Yeah, so I recently found videos of people making plarn, which is plastic yarn, which they use a Walmart bag. You cut it into strips so that they're like loops. It basically didn't help. Yeah, they're out back for sure. Well, actually, they're everywhere because it's August. Oh, that's 10 times better. So this plarn, you like take a grocery bag and you like lay it out, and then you cut it into these like 1-inch strips.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of lay them like over and under each other and pull them, and so then you flatten it out and it makes like yarn, and so you can make a ball of yarn. It's called plarn, and so people make like I want to make like produce bags.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I was telling Linda about it, and she's like, never use a bag. And I'm like, I understand, but do I have 50 of them under my sink? Yes.
Yeah.
And is it better for me to make them into plarn than to put them in that thingy at the grocery store that's like recycle your plastic bags? Like, where do they even, are they just taking them to the dumpster? Who knows?
Right. I've learned so much of like what people actually like what the recycling companies actually do with plastic, and it's nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, you recycle your plastic. Like, one person's TikTok was like, my biggest advice with recycling is don't recycle your plastic. It's the biggest lie.
Right, but the biggest thing is don't buy plastic.
Yeah, for sure.
No, especially like one-time use stuff. Like this $4 bottle of Smart Water from the Amtrak station.
Thank you.
So that brings me back to Chicago. So we took the train. Yeah.
Turn there.
So we took the train up, Patrick and I, on Saturday morning. We left at, I think the train left at like, it was supposed to leave at 7:06, but it left at 7:12. Annoying. It was fine, but
I would hope so.
Yeah. So we had tickets to a show, Small Town Murder. If anybody listens, love those guys. We went to see them at the Auditorium Theater.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and so I bought those tickets like a long time ago. And for my birthday, Patrick bought us tickets to the Bears game, which was at noon. And so like, we got a hotel and everything, but you can't check in until 3.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I know, so we were like, we were both just going to bring a backpack each, but then when you're, okay, now we're going to the Bears game, so we can't bring anything in to the stadium. Like, literally, it's like, you can bring a clear bag that's like the size of a Ziploc gallon.
So it had to be clear, because I thought I asked you about that.
The dimensions for like a small clutch bag
doesn't have to be clear.
Yeah, no, it's like 4.5 by 6.5.
Okay.
And my bag that I brought is at Brixley, like shout out Brixley on TikTok. That's where I found her. I bought a bag, freaking love it. It's 5 by 7. And so I was like, it's a half an inch. Like, what are they going to do? Is it going to be like the airport where I got to, like, put it in a thing and be like, oh, it's too big on,
Yeah.
So I brought that little bag, and then we just decided to pack, like, our piece of, like, carry-on luggage. Just so it's like, okay, I called the hotel, and they have what they call, like, the bellhop room. So you can, like, check your bag and then go wherever and then come back and check into the hotel. So I was like, all right, it'll be better for us to have this one piece of luggage to drop off at the hotel, instead of like 2 backpacks.
Did that cost
or whatever.
extra?
So we get to the hotel at 10 a.m. and we go up to the front desk, and I said, is early check-in available, and how much would that be? And she does a bunch of like for 5 minutes. This lady is like on the computer, and I'm like, she's gonna be so disappointed in me when she tells me this is $100, and I'm gonna be like, no, whatever. And she like asked me if we drove, if we were like Hilton Rewards members, and I'm like, no. And she's like, okay. And then she goes, we're gonna comp your early check-in today. It's not gonna cost you anything. We're gonna go ahead and get you a room. And I was like, I was trying not to like freak out. We stayed at the Palmer House by Hilton, by the way, which is like, sometimes I'm like, I can't believe they let us in here.
Right. Well, how do you compare it to the place that you went to in Indy?
The place at Indy was like a Marriott Elite or whatever. This place is like there was separate elevators for the executive floors. And like people in like full, like later on, like evening dress and like tuxedos.
So there's probably like charity events.
Oh my God, dude. We stayed on the 20th floor. If this tells you anything, and there's only like 24, or there's 23, but you have to use your key to go to 22 and 23.
Oh.
And then there's the separate elevators for the executive floors, which I think was like, I don't know, but I was like,
I would like to go up there.
This is freaking bougie. Yeah, and like people from all walks of life for sure, but like really the fanciest people ever, where you're just like, I don't even like. Don't
so how did you
me.
find this place?
So the show that we went to was at the Auditorium Theater, and on their website they have restaurants and hotels like suggested, and if you it's like use this code and show your ticket to get 15% off.
Okay.
And so the Palmer House by Hilton was recommended, and I should have like done a little description on this place, because it is like built in like the late 1800s. There's pictures all over the walls of like Elizabeth Taylor, and all these people came to perform at what's called the Empire Room. There's the peacock doors up front, which are, I'll show you a photo of these. They're $1 million doors.
Oh, wow.
The doors are...
We'll post this on Instagram stories.
Insta. These doors right here. $1 million.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, I know.
That's so cool.
It was very, very nice. And the restaurant inside was like amazeballs. But so I when I bought the tickets and then we checked hotels, I checked the Best Western, because that's like our shit. Mm-hmm. And it was $225 for the night. And it was a 10-minute walk from the hotel to the theater. Mm-hmm. And I checked the Palmer House, and I used the code for 15% off. And it was $258. So it was like $25 or $30 more than the Best Western. And it was like 5 minutes closer. And I was like, yeah. Yes, we will do that, please.
Yeah.
The pool was on the 8th floor.
That's cool.
Dude, it was freaking awesome. Like, totally amazeballs. I couldn't pronounce anything on the menu. Like they asked you, we went to dinner So we checked in at 10, went to the Bears game, and then we came back and changed and went to dinner early because for brunch we were going to go at like 10:30. It was already a 45-minute wait.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so we're like, well, we're going to the Bears game, so we can't be doing that. So we, dinner started at 4, and so we went like right at 4. And we walk up, you know, and we're like, there's 2 of us. And she goes, okay, which menu would you like? And we're just like, ugh.
Did it have different food on it?
Yeah. One was more of like an appetizer-y kind of menu, and the other one was like dinner
Were you, like,
or whatever.
bring both?
Yeah, I go, I guess this one, I go, do we order here? And she's like, no. I was like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what to do in a place like this, you know? Like, what the fuck?
So, what was, like, the price range?
Of dinner?
Of, like, yeah, like the stuff on the menu. Was it,
so
like,
drinks
really
were
expensive?
like $16 a piece, I think, and I got a burger, which they freaking stamped the bun with like a Palmer House P on the top, like a huge fat brioche bun, you know, with a P stamped into it. I was like, it was like $22, I think.
Okay.
And it came with fries or whatever. But like literally, they would bring over Voss water to like pour in your cup. Yeah, I think my drink was like $16. It was a tequila drink with the Q, and it had
the
lime.
Q's making like it's getting big.
And it had some other liqueur in it that I couldn't pronounce, and he said it was like a woody flavor. And Patrick had an old fashioned with like those cherries that they put in there. He said it was good. And Patrick got a New York strip. This thing was, oh my God, like they sliced it, you know, a medium rare, and like just the flavor. And he goes, what's this stuff? Like they gave it something to like dip in, and it was fucking amazing, and we didn't even know what it was. I'm just like, I don't know what this is. I think it was like $48.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever. We're in Chicago.
No, for
everything
sure.
costs $20.
The hotel that we stayed at, I'm gonna blank on the name, when we went up there with Eli. Yeah, that restaurant was, I would say, probably very similar priced.
Yeah. I mean, everything is.
Yeah, in Chicago, yeah, for sure. But that sounds amazing.
It was so good. And like our room.
I'm itching for like a hotel night away with my husband.
Yes. Yeah, it was hilarious too, because then we get up to the room and there was a mini bar, which is like the fridge. And then on top, there's like Pringles and there's bottles of water and there's like M&Ms and stuff, but they're in peanuts, but they're in like a box, and it's all like stacked up on the top of the fridge, and you scan the little QR code on the fridge and it tells you how much everything costs, and it like specifically states like if you pick something up, it's on a pressure sensor, so you're getting charged for it. So do not pick anything up and put it back down.
Yeah, don't take your kids there.
No. Even Patrick was like, stay away, because it was right. It was like the TV and then like the shelf next to the TV or whatever, and there was like a 2-foot gap, and then the fridge, and the window was right there. And
I wonder if anyone's like accidentally tripped and fell into it and had to call up to the front desk like, hey, send someone up now. I did not take everything. It's all on the ground.
Yeah, because like this Smart Water is 20 ounces. They had one of these, and then they had one of those giant Evians, and the giant Evian was $9, and this one was like $5.
Wow.
Yeah, and all the snacks were like a can of Pringles was like $5. Yeah. Patrick was like, get away from this area. I keep messing around with him, like push him, and he was like, stop.
Yeah.
But at after dinner, we went back up to the room. We had time before the show, and so we did like have a cocktail out of the mini bar. And I fucked it up too, because I opened the door, and one of the bottles was turned around. Well, it's turned around so you can see it from outside, but I picked it up to like turn it around to see what it was. Patrick goes, I guess that's what I'm drinking. It was Jack Daniels, you know. I was like, oh yeah, shit, I can't even pick it up and look at it, because now it's like charging it for us already. And then they had like that San Pellegrino that we like, the like orange aranciata or whatever that we have with tequila and stuff.
Yeah.
And little mini bottles of Grey Goose. I mean, it was fancy. It was very fancy and very nice, and I could not believe that they like. She's like, yeah, I'm just gonna comp your early check-in. And I was like having a hard time not screeching in the freaking lobby, like, oh my God. And there's a Starbucks downstairs, a Crocs store, a jewelry store. I mean, like, this place was fancy as shit. It was awesome. And the auditorium theater was great. We literally sat in box seats, like old Honest Abe.
That's so funny.
Yeah, they come by and they like shut the curtains behind you and everything, and it was great. It worked out perfect. The view was freaking amazing. The show was so good. They're hilarious. Love them. It was awesome. And the venue was like super good. They were like cranking out drinks really fast because it was like, I'm glad we got there early because then there was a long freaking line to get booze. And so like, ugh.
That's so fun though that you like can still do things like that with like your significant other,
my partner.
Yeah, no,
And
that's not the stage of life, Lauren.
We had a Bloody Mary for brunch, and then we bought beer to drink on the way home on the train.
Right.
It was awesome. And we watched the race on the train on my phone.
Yeah.
And we were both over there like, oh my God, they're wrecking again. We're like looking around like, don't mind us back here just watching the race. And the train that we rode on the way home, the Lincoln service is like the small one that goes up. The one that we took home was going all the way to San Antonio. It's the Texas whatever. And so we were on like the upper level. And so there was like a thing for in front of you for your feet to be propped up, like a recliner, and you could recline like all the way back. And your table came down and you could pull it towards you. It was nice.
That's not the train that we rode.
Yeah, that's not the one that we took up there, but on the way home I was like, God dog, man, I would ride this thing all the way to San Antonio.
How lovely. I wonder how far of a train ride that is.
Like probably 2 or 3 days.
Ew.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, on the way there too, I remember you told me not to sit backwards, but I didn't have a choice because we were like one of the train, when it pulled in, we were standing, all the way down here, and then we go to like get on, and he goes, where are you guys going? And we're like, Chicago, and he goes, 3 cars back. I'm like, okay, so then it's the world's longest line to get back to the train. So I think we were one of like the last ones to board.
Yeah.
But we got to sit together, which was good.
Yeah. Since we had a child with us, there's the 4 seats grouped together.
Oh, yeah.
The attendant had to like kicked people out of that because they weren't a family. They were just
random
for us.
Yeah. I mean,
because every other seat was kind of taken, and then it was like, well,
I saw a couple in front of us with like a 5-year-old, and they had a booster seat. Is that weird? Is it maybe it's just so they could see, I guess? Because I was like, is there seatbelts on the train?
Yeah, maybe just for seeing it. And if that's the case, then I'm not gonna bring that.
I don't know. It was funny too, on the way home, the conductor, he comes on or whatever, and he's given, this is what time the bar cart's open or whatever, and he goes, you have to wear your shoes at all times. And he said it like 4 times. He was like, if you get up from your seat, you have to freaking wear your shoes. And it was so funny too, because he's talking about how he's gonna open the like beverage and food cart, but he has to close at 4:00 to serve dinner to like the sleeper cars or whatever, and so he does his whole announcement, and I just go, boy, busy guy, huh? He's got to drive the train, he's got to serve the food. And Patrick goes, what? I go, well, he's up there driving the train, he's got to put it on autopilot, come back here and serve his drinks. And Patrick goes, it's not the same. He goes, you're messing with me. Like, yes, I'm just kidding, Jesus. I've been really getting him lately, because even when we were at the game, I go, God, this field just looks like so much bigger. Oh, because they let little kids out there to play during the halftime. And I was like, this is like the same size as they're playing on at home, right? Because like 5 yards is 5 yards. And he started to turn red. He was like, are you fucking with me right now? He's like, yes, it's the same. He's like, we're in a fucking giant stadium. That's why it looks bigger. I'm like, okay, calm down. I'm just kidding. I know it's the same. Jesus.
That's fantastic. You're going to give him a heart attack.
I know. I can't help myself, though. Like, that's the problem. It's just, it brings me too much joy to, like, raise his blood pressure a little bit. Keeping him alive. Keeping his heart juices pumping,
Exactly.
It's good. Yeah, it was a great time. We had a lot of laughs.
Too much salt.
Oh, no. Well, you're really thirsty today. Huh?
I know. I was like, why am I chugging this?
Yeah, super good. Our NA Palomas.
Yep, still not drinking.
Yep.
Don't know how many days it's been off the top of my head.
I had a tequila last night when I got off work. It was delish.
I believe it.
What'd I drink? Oh, I have Topo and those Aranciata's San Pellegrino.
Yeah. Man.
Woman.
Man, my mom's been on a trip.
My mom, too. Not really sure which direction, but...
She's been around, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
No, my mom has just been losing her mind lately. And if you're new here, new to the pod...
Hi, newbie.
Our first episode was about our moms.
Was it the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep, sure was.
Really coming out of the gates.
We did.
Really rough.
But my mom is a character. She's a straight up character, and she's very like selfish.
Yeah.
Even though, like, it's so weird. She is so selfish, but she also has a big heart. But
in the wrong way.
Yeah,
or
like
whatever. I don't really know how to explain.
She's a huge guilt tripper. Basically, I'm her mom. She's my child.
Yeah.
But man, like, she was giving me shit because she said her caseworker wouldn't bring her toilet paper. And I was like, I don't think that is an accurate statement. They're not going to not help you. Maybe they weren't there when you called them. I don't know.
I also
But
think...
But then she was like saying how she wasn't going to have toilet paper, but that Grandpa and Emily were going to bring her some. And that, and her bitch neighbor wasn't going to never opens the door. And so I was like, okay, whatever. Guys, this is not, like, unusual conversations with her. She's very, like...
It's always, like, a crazy
intense,
thing.
Very, like...
Right, like, not ride or die, but it's life or death always with
life
her.
Or death.
Life or death, yeah.
And that's why, like, her caseworkers are new. These are new people, like, in this position. Her old ones have left, and so they're just more structured in terms of, like, when we go to the grocery store, it's on Mondays. When we go and do this, that's on Tuesdays. And my mom's not used to that. My mom's used to her caseworker previously who would drop everything and do whatever my mom asked.
Yeah, her beck and call.
And that's just not the case, and my mom doesn't know how to live her life, like, understanding that she has to plan.
Right.
Or use her brain. I don't know.
And yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, she just is flying around.
So I let that, like, slide by. Because, honestly, at this point, I know her finances now, and I know all this stuff. So I just am like, I'm not helping you out in that way anymore. Like,
yeah.
You'll call, we'll chat a little bit.
You should be old enough to figure out when you
talk to the kids, and
that's
paper. Like it. But anyway, so then I let that conversation kind of go. The next morning, she calls me. It's Saturday. She calls me, and I could tell by the way that she's talking to me that she's in a, like, irritated mood because she's talking about how her bitch neighbor didn't open the door and how she thought I was gonna bring her toilet paper. She was like, I just figured you would have brought me toilet paper.
You figured wrong, Mom.
And then she goes, and then she's like, but Grandpa and Emily ended up bringing me some. But again, I just thought grateful. I just thought that you were gonna bring me some, but I do need some coffee. And I was like, what? So then I put her on mute, and then I was like, what am I about to do?
You about to freak out?
I'm about to freak out, or do I hang up?
Yep. Yeah.
So then I hung up.
Yeah.
And then she blew up my phone, and you read the text. It was all about her and her feelings, and how sick. I'm going to be sick about this, and all this other stuff. But she puts pressure on me like this all the time in terms of trying to make me feel bad or guilty for not helping or assisting her.
Right.
She doesn't say that, like, directly.
Yeah.
So because she doesn't say it directly, in her mind, she didn't ask me for anything.
Right.
She
expected it.
She subconsciously expects it.
Right.
And is she's a master manipulator, but doesn't know that she's one.
Yeah, she, like, thinks if she says it out loud, it shall be.
Yes. And so then I write her this text back, and
you're very nice and kind, and you were, like, setting your boundaries.
Yes, and
you told her how she made you feel.
Right, and I said, I'm your daughter, not your mom. And unfortunately, you are so unaware of how you make people feel by the words that you say, or, like, by the phrases that you use. And so then she started blowing up my phone. And at this point, I was having, like, a little bit of a rough week last week mentally. Like, I was just struggling. And like, I had to block her. Because I was like, I am so, like, at my mental capacity right now. I need to stop.
And that's called setting boundaries.
And then, I unblocked her Sunday morning. We didn't hear from her, so we're like, well, maybe we'll call her. Just make sure everything's okay. So we call her. She doesn't answer. Eventually, she calls us back as we're driving up to Chicago. And it was very short. It was like, hey, love you. Here's the kids. Say hi. And that was it. And so yesterday, I was just busy yesterday.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, everyone. If I don't talk to you for a day, it's not that I'm just busy. Yeah. Now, in my mom's instance, there are times where I'm like, no, I'm not answering because I don't know if she's going to be in a bad mood or a good mood. And I don't want that to rock my day.
But that's what I was going to say. You don't have to answer her anyways.
Right, exactly. But It's like, if I don't answer her, she blows up my phone all day long, and then she gets, like...
That's why God invented the block button.
Right. But I just felt like... okay, so moving on. Okay, so we talked on Sunday a little bit. Monday didn't... What's today? Tuesday?
Yeah.
So I didn't talk to her all day. Okay. Because I was busy. I'm preparing for preschool, and I also am trying to, like, train for this half marathon, and, like, just trying to get things done and clean and all that jazz. And so then she calls Flint last night, and we're laying in bed.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm going to answer. So he answers. She is losing her mind, literally losing her mind. And it all started with, like, Mom thinking that I hated her because I didn't answer the phone all day today. And Flint's like, you talked to her on Sunday, but let's rewind and talk about why she blocked you on Saturday.
Right.
So he was, like, trying to, like, tell her about, like, where I was coming from. And she, like, is dying on the hill that she was joking. She wasn't being serious, and that's a me problem, a Lacey problem, because I don't understand her humor. Like, putting it on me and make, like belittling my feelings.
It's all about her. It's narcissism or whatever. I don't know.
And then she started bringing up all of the past, because there's also drama going on with other stuff. I'm not going to air that out. But, like, she is just bringing up the past and bringing it up in a way that's, like, trying to tear down everyone else in our lives to show that, hey, I wasn't the only one who fucked up here.
Right.
But here's the thing, like, the people that are in my life and that, like, I have good relationships with, it's because, like, I want to forget the past. I'm over it. I am over talking about it. I'm trying to move on, but my mom doesn't want to.
Right.
But okay, so it's all about when did that person in my life start to be like, okay, I need to be more present, or I need to step up, and I'm going to make changes, and I'm going to do better because I want my kids, or I want that relationship.
Yes.
So that's why. However, my mom never consciously made that decision. She never was like, oh, do I need to be better? Do I need to do better? No. It was literally always take.
Right.
Because even when I was my late teens, early 20s, I was giving her money. Dusty was giving her money. Darby was giving her money. My dad was giving her money. Grandpa was giving her money. Everyone was giving her money, and it was like, what the
She was living her best life.
She would manipulate us, but now everyone knows the truth, so that it's like, no one is really open to helping her out anymore because everyone just knows the truth, and that's, like, her own problem.
She's a grown-up person, just like you. We're all grown-ups now.
Right.
Like, we're all grown-ups now.
At one point, she was like, ooh, I either need to get better or I don't. And she didn't. She went down the path that, like...
She just didn't. She decided that it's more funner or whatever. I don't know what it is about her that makes her decide to just keep trying the same things over and over again. No. Like, you'd think she would learn her lesson and be like...
But man, oh man, was she saying some wild things last night, and I was acting like I wasn't in the room, and she was going off.
Also, does she think that Flint is not going to tell you?
Oh my gosh, like, and that's another thing. She used to tell Flint things, or, like, ask Flint to buy her cigarettes or ask him for money, and she'd be like, please don't tell your wife. And Flint's like, I'm going to tell my wife.
You're dumb. You're not my mom. You're her mom also.
Right. Like, and then she was texting Flint saying stuff like, I I thought you were on my side. And he goes,
No.
like, Emily, I care about you a lot.
It's the land of
However,
delusion.
I'm on my wife's side.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
But when you lie,
Yeah.
I can't help you. I'm not going to be like, okay, you're right. But so many people did that in my mom's life for forever.
Yep.
And that's part of the reason why she turned out how she turned out, is because people enabled her
to act like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why she's still going on about it. I mean, just recently.
Like, it's literally only about toilet paper. Like, what the actual F?
Also,
but it's bigger than that.
How much toilet paper did you have on Thursday that you ran out on Friday? Like, get some on Thursday then. Like, don't wait until you're out of shit tickets. Go to the gas station and wrap some up and stick it in your pocket. I don't know. Like,
I don't know either.
Yeah, but grab some napkins from the McDonald's.
But, like, I haven't done it. But I was like, I think I need to go talk to a therapist. I'm like struggling. I'm letting things get to me mentally that I shouldn't be.
Right, and probably by going to therapy, you can let all that out in there and leave it.
Yeah,
and then come home and be like, okay.
Because I hate like always having to bring Flynn into it. Like,
well, I mean, it's your husband.
It is, but sometimes I'm like, he's probably like, yes, we just talked about it.
Yeah, I know.
But also, I just need maybe some different tools.
Yeah,
which I bet the tool is create boundaries.
Yeah, I have a good one for you too, because I've created boundaries with my grandparents, my mom's mom and dad, which I haven't really spoken to them in like. You know, it's been a long time. They didn't even come to my mom's, whatever we called it, like at the house.
Wake.
Yeah, wake, I guess you would probably call it. They didn't even come down because they were just
so weird.
Distraught or whatever. I don't know. I don't even think I've talked to them since then. And my grandma's like called me a couple times, and she called me Saturday morning and left me a pretty shocking voicemail. I'll let you listen to it. She's like, I'm going to die in a couple days. It's not been a couple days. Literally, that's what she said, is like, they tell me I'm dying soon. My heart's bad. And it's like, nobody said you're going to die soon. No doctor is like, you're going to die. They would be
like, okay, it's time to go in hospice.
Yeah, dude, this isn't the ring. You're going to die in 7 days. Like, that's not what's happening.
That's my mom.
I know, right? So, yeah, she called me and was like, I'm going to die. Please come see me and forgive me for whatever I've done. Well, what you have done, Grandma, is you tried to manipulate me into, like, feeling sorry for everyone on that side of the family, like, including my mom, when she was enabling her. They were all enabling each other, like, to do a bunch of shit, mainly, like, pills, fun stuff, you know, whatever, all trading, like, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like, dumb shit that I just didn't agree with. Every time I'd go visit my grandparents, they'd be like, stop being mean to your mom. And I'm like, none of your business.
Yeah.
I'm not mean to my mom. My mom's mean to me. How about that? One time I called her hypocrite, and my grandpa told me to get out of the house. And I was like, I'm just telling you, I think my mom's being a hypocrite, and here's the reason why. And then he was like, do not talk about your mother like that. Get out of my house. And I was like, okay, bye. And then I wouldn't go down there anymore, because like my mom would be like, go visit your grandparents. And then I would go down there and visit, and Grandma would be like, bring these to your mom. And it'd be like a bag of pills. And I'd be like,
it's like, oh, so Mom, is that why you told me to go visit your
yeah, exactly.
Mom and
I'm
Dad?
not coming to visit you guys. And then they would be like, you're being mean to your mom. And I'd be like, dude, no, I'm not. And I don't want to bring these drugs back down there. You know,
right.
like,
they're
whatever.
not prescribed to her.
Exactly. And so I told my mom, like, years before she died, like, I'm not doing that anymore. And so
I remember.
And it pissed everybody off. I mean, my grandma, grandpa, and my mom. But
also, they lived like a block away, so I'm very confused on how neither of them could get up to go do it.
Grandma, like, she would come down on her scooter, and then she would like yell from outside to like be helped to get up on the porch. No joke. Like, my mom wouldn't even come outside. Yeah, it was just craziness. And like
how dare you involve your kids in that?
Yeah, and my uncles are
and
just
they try to make
wild.
it sound like it's because it's gonna help their health. No,
no, it's not.
No,
just newsflash.
Rhonda was smart enough to know that was wrong.
Yeah, and
in terms of like her health,
and like she knew she couldn't manipulate me anymore into going down there to like get her stuff. Like, all the time I'd be like, no, and they would always try shit with me. Like, Grandma would call me and stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? She doesn't call me to tell me happy birthday. She doesn't call me to tell me Merry Christmas. She calls me to go, you need to stop being mean to your mom and come visit me. And I'm like, why would I come visit you, Grandma? Like, you don't want anything to do with me. She straight up called my sister, told her about how she's dying and her health is terrible and that she needs to come see her, and then hung up. And because Kendall wasn't bawling her eyes out, she called her back the next day and goes, were you making fun of me? And Kendall goes, no, Grandma. And she went, okay, and then hung up. She never said, love you, how's Texas, like, how's your life? Literally nothing. Yeah. And so that voicemail that I got on Saturday, reckless. And furthermore, she has called the whole entire family to tell them that she's going to die in a couple days. So they're all taking off work to come here to say their final goodbyes. Yeah. True story. Now, if my grandma dies in a couple days, I guess I can eat my shorts or whatever, but, like, seriously, I just can't. I can't.
It's tough to trust the words of people who have manipulated you in the past.
Right.
And that's why I struggle trusting my mom with anything that she says, because she's manipulated me my whole entire life. Again, whether she was aware of it or not, I don't think she was, honestly. Right. But I can't trust her. And then it makes me sick to my stomach when she tells me something and I don't know if I can trust her.
Right.
And then I know I can't. Like, Lacey, logically, don't trust her.
Right.
Don't trust her. Yeah. Don't trust the words that just came out of her mouth. But then my insides, my heart, I guess,
right,
I don't know, just is like, no. Like, you love her.
Yeah, I get it. But that's why
you want to trust her, and then it's like, I'm such a shitty person because I just automatically don't want to trust her. No. And I'm like, but what if she is telling the truth this time?
What has she done to gain your trust?
Dude,
ever?
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. She's only done shit to manipulate and lie, and that's, yeah. I set hard boundaries with my grandparents a long time ago. Like, I don't even need to have you guys in my life.
And I bet life is just exponentially better.
No difference. Whatever. It's neither here nor there to me.
I guess it maybe gives you less stress.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because now I'm not like, and it's always a thing, you know, we'd go over there and, like, she'd be like, I bought this tile to put down on the floor. Can you help me with it? Like, I don't know, Grandma. Also, my grandma, fun fact, I don't know what's wrong with her, but she doesn't walk anymore. She's in a wheelchair. She's not paralyzed. She doesn't have spina bifida or something. She just straight up was like, yeah, I can't walk. And so she's just in a wheelchair. And she's 78. Like, Grandma, get up.
Wild.
I don't know. But she used to do the dramatic, do you remember that? She'd be like, and then, like, slow-mo fall down, and you'd be like, did that hurt? Because it took you 10 minutes to get to the ground. Like,
right. Oh, my
what the fuck, people? I don't know. Just cut them off, dude. And the last time my uncle, my mom's brother, came in, actually didn't come into my house, pulled up into the driveway of my house, and Patrick goes, I'll be right back, I'm going to Casey's, but Hayley's inside. And they, like, shot the shit for 2 seconds, and then Patrick left, and then he comes back, he goes, did your uncle come inside? I'm like, no. And he goes, well, he was in the driveway, and I told him you were inside, and he never came in. Never said anything.
Wow.
Thanks, Uncle. Nice visit, dude. Like, what the I'm just, yeah, those people can all do whatever they want with their lives. Like,
yeah,
not really a willing participant at this point. I talk to the cousins that I want to talk to. That's
right.
About it.
Right.
Yeah. Hard boundaries. Freaking hard boundaries. Didn't call my grandma back after that voicemail. Jeez Louise. Like, I played it for Flynn. He was like, I feel bad for this person. And I was like, okay, you want to go? Please, let's go. I will go if Flint wants to go. And he'll come out of there like, I would suggest not smoking 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
So true.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways, I forgot to tell you about that.
Yeah.
It was just Saturday,
I'll be interested to listen to that voicemail.
Gotta love families.
Yes, you do. There's always, like, at least one in your family where you're like, what do I need to be doing here?
My dad's sister, she lives in Tennessee, down by Nashville. Mm-hmm. They came up and drove back in the same day.
Yeah.
I was like...
They were like, we're not staying up here.
Right, but at least they came to visit. It was nice. I like seeing those people. But, you know, there's always got to be something going on in the fam. Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. I wonder. Oh, never mind. I can't say that because it's too specific.
I was gonna say a story, like, in regards to Mom, but now I don't remember it.
You think she ever got that coffee?
I don't know. Oh my God! But it's.
Have you talked to her today?
No.
Yeah.
After her blow up yesterday with just Flint, I was like,
just take a break.
I know, but I know why she kind of freaked out was part of me not answering. And so again, it like makes me feel guilty that it's like I am putting her in this state.
No. She's putting herself in that state, dude.
I know. Oh my God, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's like
I feel ya. I feel the same way.
I just want to like pick you up and put you in a different brain because even if I picked her up and put her in the house next door, she would still be living a nightmare.
Yeah, it would be crazy. Or she would like be here
but
all
like
the time.
nothing is ever good enough for her. Like that's the point. Like no matter what I would be. No matter what I give her, it's never enough.
Right.
Never enough.
She always wants more, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you don't need all of this shit, Emily. You can just live your life happily, even toilet paper free, like Linda.
What does she use? A bidet?
I don't remember if she said she has a bidet or not, but she just uses like very little toilet paper or like for if she just pees, she has like little pee towels. Oh. Like washcloths or whatever, and then she just has a little bin and she washes them every once in a while or whatever, you know, whenever the bin gets full.
I would hope just like every day. That's like an everyday wash.
I don't know what she's doing. I didn't really question her that hard on it. But I did buy a zero waste book, and it's very like interesting. Yeah, for sure. And the first chapter is like throw all your shit away. You don't need it. And I'm like, I don't.
But 1,000%. I started following this person on Instagram. It's like the minimalist mom or something like that. And it just is like, you don't need all of this shit. And honestly, it's causing you more stress than it.
No, because you know what causes me stress is when I pick something up and I go, I should throw this away. And I go, if I need it though, I'm going to freak out the day that I need it. And I go in this drawer and it's not there. And I'm going to be like, I knew I shouldn't have threw it away. I also have a huge problem with like just throwing shit away instead of like donating or selling or whatever, you know?
I have so many bags full of clothes and things that I've been meaning to drop off at like Plato's Closet.
Oh, Plato's or
like not Plato's, Goodwill.
Yeah.
And
I have a bag too, so maybe I'll throw mine in the trunk.
I've had a million bags like spread out in the house, just bags of stuff that I've been meaning to like donate for the last 2 years.
Oh, well, we should do that one day. We can do that easily in a day. Even the kids can participate in that activity.
Just reminding yourself, hey, just knock something out. You'll feel good about it.
I just started.
Like I decluttered some of my
kitchen
junk drawers.
Your junk drawers.
Because
there was a couple.
You shouldn't have more than one junk drawer.
Right. I was thinking about that too.
We had 1, 2, 3, 4.
I know. And to myself, I was like,
we had 5. That drawer broke.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I was thinking, like, I don't have any junk drawers. But then I remembered that not in my kitchen I don't, but I have a gigantic family heirloom buffet that is just full of
junk.
I mean, yeah. And I was like, I wonder what's in the top right drawer. Probably haven't opened it since I moved or whatever, you know. I don't even know what's in there at this point. Yeah. And it's like, if I haven't seen it, do I miss it?
No, not at all. And that's why I don't mind throwing stuff away. And I told Flint, I go, like, this room right here has been giving me stress
because it's books
for the last
2.5 years since you moved in here.
No, because it was good when Grant was little.
Yeah.
But now they get into all the crap. I'm like, Flint, your stuff has got to go. If you don't want it ripped, broken, get rid of it. Like, put it in a bin, store it until they're older and they know don't touch those books like that.
I would try like one of them electric shock collars, you know, and then when they get close, just zap them a little zapperoni. Yeah, be like, stay away from the books.
Right, exactly. No, but I'm like, we have got to do something with it because it is just messing with my
Patrick
head.
and I looked at the basement. I think that was last weekend or something. We both were just down there. And we just, like, turned and looked at, like, our storage area. And then we both just looked at each other and went back upstairs. And we're like, this is a problem for later us. Like,
yes.
Because we keep talking about how we need to go through our shit. Mm-hmm. Because we just moved and kind of just, like, chucked everything down there.
Yeah.
And it was organized into, like, different boxes, you know. And I do have different storage totes that's, like, our shit from when we were kids. And, like, I have a costumes one from, like, all the Halloweens that we've dressed up. Yeah, and I was like, we really have done some shit for Halloween for sure.
Right.
But yeah, we have like nice shelving that we just haven't like organized, and I need to just get more totes that fit on the shelves and like label shit and put it up.
Yeah.
But my excuse is gonna be that fall's coming up. So we need to get out our fall decorations. Well, where are our fall decorations? No fucking idea. In the basement somewhere. I don't know. So I was like, all right, in the next 3 weeks, we have to come down here and spend like 2 hours at a time.
Yeah.
And just look through everything and then put it back.
Right. I struggle with thinking of everything that I have to do, so then I don't do anything. I feel like I have to knock it all out in one day, and if I can't, then I don't do it. And it's like, Lacey, no, if you just would spend an hour during their nap time, like starting to organize this, then
But I read a tip that I've used, like, I don't even know where I read it from or whatever. Maybe my mom even told me, because she used to do like Fly Lady and stuff. Like she would buy the shit to like be a good organizer or cleaner, but then she wouldn't do it, you know, or whatever. But I think that's where it came from, was Fly Lady, where you go like in my bedroom. I was like, this whole thing needs to be like cleansed, you know. And then I go, okay, I have the next hour, so this top drawer in my nightstand I'm gonna do right now. And however long that takes me, that's how long it takes me. And I knocked out the whole thing in an hour.
Right.
And I was like, okay, now I can like move on with my life and everything is fine.
Right.
And I got it all done, instead of being like, this place is a disaster.
Right.
So you could be
like,
the
more organized your house is, the less stressful it is in terms of like even trying to find something.
Right.
Like,
where is that? Oh shit! My social security card was in my nightstand. I was looking for it too when I needed to get my real ID.
Yeah.
I was like, it's at Dad's, because I put it in there because my birth certificate was in there when we got our passports.
Yeah.
And then no, it wasn't. And so I was sweaty and mad looking through Dad's like filing cabinet or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I went home and looked in my filing cabinet, and I was like, but you know what my brain did? When I was a kid, my social security card was in my nightstand. And so when I moved out when I was 18, it just stayed in my nightstand, I'm pretty sure. Because in my head I was like, well, when I was a kid it was in my nightstand. And so I went home, opened it up, wha-bam, social security card.
Hilarious.
And I was like, this needs cleaned. What the fuck is that doing in there?
Right.
Dumb. That's a dumb place to keep your social security card.
I know. Flint and I would always have the hardest time finding chargers or finding the port for the chargers. I cleaned out those drawers, and I'm like, oh my God, I have found 4 ports, 3 charging cords. Like,
you just went and bought a new one every time you couldn't find one.
It's like, oh my gosh, if that drawer would have looked like the way that it does now, it would have been like, oh, you know exactly where they are.
Right. Yeah. Ooh, I bought us a little...
But you know what, like, I knew I needed to, like, clean them out and, like, organize them. But then when I went down to Darby's, I asked her for a charger, and she was like, oh, it's in our one junk drawer that we have, because it's like no one in my house.
Darby.
No, she wasn't like being mean about it. It was just funny that she's like, in my one junk drawer.
Of
it's
course,
right
Darby.
there. And I was like, yeah, I know, I have 5.
Thank you for the inspiration, Darbs.
I know, but it's made my, like, that took a weight off my shoulders.
Yeah, even just
next,
charging cords.
I'm like, Flint, we're going through our clothes.
Oh, I just did
Flint
that.
Flint has so much clothes.
Oh, you know what's a good one too?
And he wears like 5 things.
If you want to do it now and then leave yourself like a note, or I didn't do it this year, but last year and like the previous years, in December, like before January, I will turn all my clothes around on their hangers. So they're facing like backwards, you know, so they're hard to take off. Mm-hmm. So then I do that in December or January. So then the next December, anything that's not turned around in my closet, I donate it.
That's a good idea.
Because I'm like, if I didn't wear this all year, I'm not wearing it.
The clothing that I do have, I know whether or not I've worn it.
Yeah, just get rid of it.
I just need to get rid of it. There's a couple things like work attire where I'm like, well, what if But then I'm like, no, I just need to get rid of the work attire.
Yeah, I need to make a t-shirt quilt or two, or get them made for me, rather, because I have, last time I counted, there was 80 t-shirts between Patrick and I, so that'll make like 2 quilts, and then I still have more, and I'm just like, I do love a good blanket, and I don't want to get rid of these t-shirts, so a great idea would be to do these t-shirt quilts, but I also need to go through my blankets, but I was thinking about my blankets the other day. I can donate them to like the animal shelter.
Oh,
yeah. They might love that.
That's a good idea. I never would have thought about that.
Yeah, at the Starbucks right now, there's a list of shit that you can donate to the shelter. They'll take it for you. Toys, harnesses,
That's
leashes,
good to know.
food, blankets,
all the
laundry
things.
detergent, etc. Donate to your local animal shelters, people. Yeah, old sheets, old blankets.
Yeah.
Even laundry detergent they'll take,
Yeah.
Because they gotta clean shit up.
They sure do.
Literally.
Yep.
Just like parents. You have to clean shit up.
I know. It's exhausting.
Literally.
It's exhausting, especially when your 3-year-old does not care.
Yeah. Did you get to your note that I can't read because your handwriting's so
Yeah,
bad?
but now it's like we're 55 minutes in, but oh well, that's fine. Let's talk about it.
I know.
So we've both been in long-term relationships currently.
Speak for yourself.
And how do you feel like when you get hit on? You get hit on quite frequently.
I know, it makes me laugh.
But like when you do, how does it make you feel? I'm not out and about in situations where I do get hit on, but I do have an instance that
initially when so like the cook at the bar makes fun of me because sometimes I can't tell when it's happening to me.
Yeah.
But then when I feel like I'm getting hit on, I immediately go ew, and then I like say something weird so that they like hopefully get away from me.
Right. So you intentionally try to get them away from you.
I mean, yeah. Like I'll be like, I'm married or whatever. Like especially if we're like out, like if we go like remember that time when we went downtown? Maybe it was it would have been after your birthday or whatever.
But it was when you got your tattoo.
Oh, is that when it was? Oh, yeah, that's right. And I got hit on, and it's just like, to me, it's just like funny, and I just kind of, I'm like polite, but I'm also like, no, thank you, sir. Please get away from me, because I don't want to be mean, because I don't want anybody to be mean back to me, because men are disgusting creatures, and they will get shitty with you if they feel like you're not like responding.
Really?
Yeah, like I've had guys go like, ugh, like, oh, you're too good for me to hit on you? And I'm like, yes, please get away from me.
I've never had experiences like that. I don't think I was someone who got hit on a lot.
I also do dumb shit.
I think it was really just in my face.
Well, but I go out to eat by myself and stuff, or like go to a bar to eat by myself, and so people try and hit on me, and I'll be like,
right. So maybe you're just in different situations. But even like growing up,
you just think
I wasn't, but like even growing up before I had boyfriends or anything, I don't think I got hit on a lot.
What were you doing? Like even when you went out to the bars and stuff, you weren't like, nobody was asking you to dance or something?
I didn't like go out to the bars a lot.
So you just weren't in any situations to get like hit on?
I don't think so. Or I was like the goofy lady. Like at Lakeland, I was like the goofy lady. No one was hitting on me. And then
that's how I was in high school, I feel like. But Patrick was hitting on me, but I was asking for it.
Yeah. And then I met Philip when I was 21. So So I didn't
really hit on you.
I mean,
did you know that he was?
No, I thought maybe he had an interest when he showed up to that first basketball game.
Oh, right. And
that was shortly after that. No, that was shortly after the softball, because we met in softball, and then we were in that group text. Said I coach Gibson City, and then he was like, "Oh, you coached my niece." And then he showed up to the first game, and then that was actually Dusty's birthday, and then he met us out.
Oh.
And then
did he ask you
kept texting?
And then he was like, "Let's go on a date."
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's sure thing. But I ask about getting hit on. Like, so how did that make you feel? Like, how does it make you feel after you get hit on?
It's like, good. It makes me feel good because I go, I still got it. And like Patrick gets hit on too, and he doesn't like it. Yeah. Like, but it makes me laugh. Like one time we were walking down the street and some girl just turned around. She was like, "Damn!" Whenever she was like, "Shoo wee," and Patrick was like,
I love it. I love it when like I feel like I've noticed a girl like either look at Flint or whatever. I'm like, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
But
you're welcome for the view.
Right. But I like again can't really think about specific times where I've been like actually hit on.
You can't think of
I
any
can't except this Sunday. I told Flynn about it, and he was like, "Okay, cool." And I was like,
you?
"No, but I think it happened."
Yes, I still got it.
And that's exactly how I felt. Like at first, I was like, "Wait, okay." So I went running.
Okay.
On the trail.
Okay.
Went running on the trail, and there was this. There's like a people who run on the trail and they just know each other, so honestly it could have just been that and he was trying to like introduce himself. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
But so I was past like Uptown Normal heading north on the Constitution Trail, had already passed, like was getting through campus, and like I saw this guy run past me, and then that was the point where I was turning around to run back towards my van.
Okay.
Because that was 2 miles and I was running 4 miles.
Okay.
And so I like run forward or whatever, and there's not very many people. This was at like 8 a.m, so there's not a lot of people on the trail. And then he takes a left to go like to all the shops, like towards the shops and stuff.
The circles. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going through the circle. He went right.
Okay.
Or he went left, like to somewhere over there. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I just saw him take a left. So then I go straight, right? I'm just like running, and I'm at like mile 3, and I'm like in my head, like, oh my gosh, okay, 1 more mile.
It's almost over.
Like, you can do it. You can do it. 1 more mile. And so I start like trying to get out of my head, and I'm like beat bopping to some music, and I'm just like being a little weird. And then I look over, and he was running right next to me, this guy, and I was like, wait, what? So I take my headphones out. He's like, how many miles are you running today? I was like, oh, I'm just doing 4. I'm trying to train for my first half.
Yeah.
Like, that'll be at the end of October. And then he, like, started, like, having conversation with me.
Nice. Little flirting.
But then I'm like, are you just being nice, or is that flirty? I'm going to take it as flirty because it's going to make me feel like, hey, I still got it.
Yeah, because if you're honestly,
ugly. I'm in the house all day with the kids looking like garbage. I mean, I was in workout attire, so whatever. But I just was like, that, that was nice.
Yeah, that feels better when you're not, like, slobby looking and people, like, hit on you.
Did I really want it to happen? I mean, no. You're not like, I hope I get hit on. But I was so, like, okay, cool.
Thank you, bye.
Bye. Oh, have fun running 10 miles today.
Was it like in Superbad when he starts walking down the hallway faster after he's like, bye? And then he freaking...
I mean, his pace was so much faster than mine.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, see ya. I did, I don't think it counts.
But it made me feel nice. I was like, this is, hey.
People tell me they like my hair all the time, but that doesn't count. But that makes me feel good. So
maybe that guy was just like, oh, cool, a new runner I haven't seen on the trail before. What's going on? What are you doing?
He didn't say, like, hey, you want to run this way to my house? And I'll show you what's under these jogging shorts.
No, that didn't happen. But I'm going to just play it up in my head that I got hit on, because I don't remember the last time I got hit on. Flint hits on me, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what Patrick and I are just flirting with each other usually, getting all weird. That's the best.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't like it. I mean, he does, but he acts like he doesn't.
Right.
Because I'll be like, what's up? Will you come here often? He'll be like, get away from me. And I'll be like, you
That's
like
lovely.
it. Okay, Coda, we're basically done, dude.
Yeah.
Because I got to go pee pretty bad.
Oh.
Bladder on level full. I love you.
But I wonder what our viewers think. Do you like getting hit on? Even if you're married or whatever. It's not like you asked someone to hit on you, so you can't feel guilty about it.
Yeah, because I'm always like, thank you. And I feel like, and Patrick is always like, gosh, why me?
Right.
Stop it, please.
Right.
Get out of here. But that one girl I think we were in like downtown Nashville, she like was walking the opposite direction as us, and she turned around and was like, shoot, weed, or whatever. Patrick was like, who, me? I was like, damn, boy, you got it. Give him a little slap on the booty.
Right. It's like empowering, like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, some lady or some guy said, I love your hair, ma'am. I'm on the streets of Chicago. I was like,
thanks.
thank you. Been growing it myself. That's what I tell Patrick all the time. He'll be like, nice tits. And I'll be like, thanks. Growing them.
Yeah.
It's HGH in the milk they used to put in there. Anyways, thank you for listening, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
If you made it this far, we love you.
Yep. Okay. If you didn't, you wouldn't know.
Missed.
Okay, goodbye. Love
Bye.
you. Cheers.
Check us out on all the socials, people.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus, aggressive.